gas station. Oh, trying to shift with one hand, hold this camera with the other, and steer. I gotta go get a couple gallons worth of gas in the gas can. And come back, I gotta hook up the log splitter. And then we're gonna go up in the hills here and cut some trees and split some logs. Start loading up this dump truck with wood because it's September 1st today. And we generally start getting snow by the middle of September up here. So, sadly, the Javelin is put up in the shop now, ready for storage. So there really won't be any more videos on it, unfortunately. I've got maybe a sit around and talk about video plan for it here at a later date, but no more driving it. And like I said, I always park it about September 1st because the snow starts a-coming. Well, anyways, we'll make her down the mountain here. And while we're driving down the mountain, a couple of you guys were real adamant that I try to look at the 6-volt radio. And as most of you know, I made a video on that. And then some of you guys recommended different YouTubers reach out to see if they wanted to take a look at fixing the radio. Well, I'll just let you guys know now, I reached out to 5 YouTube channels that deal specifically on tube radios and tube appliances, TVs and whatnot. And 2 of them wrote me and said not interested, and the other 3 haven't returned anything. So that's what I can tell you on that. So more than likely, it's just something I'll have to take apart this winter and eyeball, and what's worse, I'm going to do, break it. Alright, anyways, we'll make it to the gas station and hopefully make it back to the mountain. Well, there's no telling how much miles to the gallon this old truck gets, but I'd be willing to bet it's not very good. Even being a 6-cylinder, I bet it doesn't get very good. Maybe 8, 7 miles to the gallon maybe. So, alright, well, we'll put 10 gallons in it. We're only going to go about 5-6 miles behind the house out in the mountains, and I'll bring you back here in a bit. videotape. We're gonna go down some, I think we're gonna go the what you would call the third back way to my house, which is probably the worst road out of all three ways you can go. We've been up the one that goes up around my house that way. This one goes behind my house, and it's pretty narrow and kind of crappy, so, and it's kind of downhill, but that's where we got to go to get firewood. So alright, we're just now taking off here. Dad's gonna drive his old yellow Jeep. I got the wood splitter on the back. So this is the back way, going up by my neighbor's house. I guess he's trying to fix his mirrors with his cane. I don't know what he's doing. He's slowing our roll here. So anyways, I'm sorry about that pausing. This is the back way. If you watch the video on the old Jeep, there it is right there, the old Jeep truck. I'm going to try to work on that again this afternoon if I got time, but it's already getting late in the morning. You know how that is, supposed to be out on the road getting stuff done, and then before you know it, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But anyways, we're going to go cut as much wood as we can. So I'm going to quit yapping here, and we'll just videotape the road. Chipper's still good back there. I don't see it laying in the road, so guess we're okay. Barbed wired area we're driving by, some sort of leach plant or some sort of chemical. But I don't know the exact thing about it, but I don't think it's been in operation for a long time. It's kind of funny how they come and put those way up in the mountains where nobody would see them. Well, this road road is more or less this. I'll bring it back when we start going down to real narrow stuff. Alright, I'm going to try my best to try to record around this corner coming up, but there's no guarantee. You know, no power steering, it's a tight corner, so you may or may not see it. In fact, it's the corner he's fixing to turn right now. But it goes right along the cliff here, so we'll see what we can do. Alright, well, I couldn't videotape going around that curve, but and I didn't have much time to videotape on the narrow spot there on that cliff. Sorry about that. He was having truck problems, and I was having truck problems. So I put a brand new battery in this, but apparently that battery's just not good because it won't hardly crank this engine over. So I'm probably going to change out batteries whenever we get wherever we're going. So I can start this thing when I have to stop. Because unfortunately I'm having to stop quite a bit. So. And trying to hold this camera, shift and steer and all that fun stuff is pretty tough too. So far this back road hasn't been a very smooth trip. And I wasn't lying when I said it was the worst one. Good news is our temperatures went way down. Got some mud to go through. Well, this road kind of stays like this, kind of narrow and in the trees for a bit. And then it'll swoop down into the openness. And then it'll go right back into the trees again. That's where we're heading. So I think we got another 2 miles. That's what I would have to say. So all this stuff around here is just mine shafts and mine claims. And I will apologize again for the camera work. It's very tough to do this stuff by yourself. In this old truck. So I'll bring you guys back here in a bit. might be hitting that tree with the dump truck. We'll see. Maybe not. We'll get under it. Looked like it's a little lower. Well, I don't know if it's just jumping around, but the old dump truck is just starting to have some issues. She's been running perfect for a while, but now she's getting to just where she don't run good. I'm gonna guess an ignition problem. I know it's getting gas. That's what I'm gonna figure on it. Maybe the coil's going bad because it runs really bad after it heats up. It gets to where it doesn't want to idle or anything. So, well, I gotta try to make this curve now, so I guess we'll see. Well, too bad I couldn't have recorded that, but we just drove up the side of that hill. I was like, holy crap. But we made it. And the reason we had to do that is because, well, it quit running. I couldn't shift it into first, so. But we're now, I would say we're 3/4 of a mile from where we're gonna go. So, hopefully the old dump truck will just stay running. I bet you after we cut firewood and load it up, it'll run just fine until it gets hot again. Because that's what it seems to be doing. So again, I think maybe coil and that battery that will hardly crank over this engine is probably not helping either. So, alright, we got some rough stuff to go down. It's just real camera shaky, so you're not gonna miss anything important. Part about today is we forgot we're under fire restrictions. They just pulled out of thin air the other day. Barely got around to telling anybody anything about it. The only thing we got on our side is you can cut until 1 p.m. From 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. you can't use a chainsaw. So we're gonna try to sneak up here and get what we can. It's 11:30. So by the time we get up here, we might have an hour we can cut. But I guess that's better than nothing. So, with all the rain and everything that we get, I'm real surprised we're in any kind of fire restriction. But again, I don't make the rules. So, I think this is where we're gonna cut. We may not even go that far up. Alright. We're cutting some. guys, we're out of time to be cutting wood. Oh, I should have moved that. So I'm going to, oh, my cooler's in the truck. I'm going to get something to drink, start loading up this wood, and we'll kind of, maybe we'll do a quick little look at that wood splitter. So that's about how much lumber I can get in about an hour worth of cutting and splitting. Not too bad. So I can get this old dump truck loaded up so we can get out of here. I don't know what year this old crazy thing is. Maybe somebody out there can tell us. She's a wrap the cable around and pull start type of thing. I'll figure out where I did with the cable, but oh, there it is right there. Yep, you just wrap that old metal cable around it and pull start them to life. That's got to be a 10 horsepower or 7 horsepower, I don't know. A big old engine, big old Briggs and Stratton. But I'm gonna guess maybe the 60s. Maybe a newer Ram on it. I don't know. Homemade. Couldn't tell you. It runs alright, but it needs some tuning on. Carb probably needs to be cleaned up on it. Well, we got a bunch of wood cut up, and like I said, we're gonna get this dump truck loaded and try to make it out of here. Well, this is about where we end our adventure for right now. I can't believe the amount of people coming up here. But Dad's just getting some stuff tied in on the truck. And then we're going to make our way down this little hill here and hopefully make it back home through the back road. That's all we can hope. Dump truck is running. Still not running real good, but it runs better when she cools down, so that's about all I can say. Well, I suppose that was a successful day. We're going to take the old carburetor maybe apart on the old dump truck here and figure out what its issue is. Again, I don't know. It seems like maybe an ignition problem. Maybe not. But it does kind of seem like it was surging some too. Suppose we could... Oh no, not our strap. You know, I'm gonna say fuel pump problem still, and I'm gonna say the fuel pump I made out of 3 fuel pumps is probably bad. That's gonna just be my guesstimation on it. But anyways, the point is the old truck made it there and back. It wasn't that far. Maybe 3 or 4 miles, but at any rate, you know, driving this old engine around and this old dump truck around doing that stuff is fun and exciting for me anyways, I guess. Kind of want to hook this horn up and see what kind of sound it makes. It says something on it too. Piggyback diesel. I may have to play with that, but so here in the near future, since it'll probably start snowing and doing all that crap, we'll probably do some videos on just fixing up on the old girl here. And we gotta get that step on her. I need to go pick up the spare tires and wheels I got for it. And I'd like to make a box, you know, so I can throw my chains and crap in it, you know. That'd be nice. And maybe this winter we can do some videos on seeing what she'll do in the snow. Probably not a lot, but could do some cold starts on it, I suppose. I should maybe grease that steering column. Oh, and we'll convert this to 12 volt. I do have all the fixings to do 12 volt on it, so. Alright everybody, well, thanks for coming along with us on this. And if you haven't seen the video on getting a neighbor's Willie's Jeep truck started, check that out. And we're going to be working on a part 2 to that. And the first part has come out, and I assure everybody, and I should have said it on the video, I just didn't. That truck is noisy and loud and sounds like it's idling to the moon on camera. I don't know why. It's really not idling that high in person. So this old camera makes it sound like it is just revving up to the moon. So, and if anybody knows any more information on that, let me know. Or if you sorry here, I'm having a brain fart. Oh, if you want to see more video on it, let me know. Sorry about that, guys. It's been a long afternoon. I should probably turn that gas off. I'm guessing gas is splashing out of it. So, alright, well anyways, again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. We got ourselves a hitchhiker.